Well, it's that time of year again, that time of year where we all are thinking about New Year's resolutions, setting new goals, and we believe that this is a great time to actually set new goals or maybe a new vision, a new mission statement for your marriage this year.
Yeah, and it's not going to be just like one of the resolutions where I'm going to lose 5 pounds and then you end up gaining 7 instead, or I'm going to quit this bad habit, but you end up going right back to it after a couple hours off. Marriage habits, marriage resolutions are things that should be kept and can be kept, right?
Yes,
and so you have to be clear, you have to be specific, but talk to your spouse about what are the ways that we want to grow together this year. I mean, that's a goal worth pursuing together. It's gonna help every part of your life when your marriage gets stronger. We've actually got a new resource coming out that we want to tell you about that can help you on this journey. It's called Naked and Healthy, and this book is a follow-up to our book, The Naked Marriage, which is also the name of our podcast. Naked and Healthy, though, goes a step further by talking about how to create healthy habits for you as an individual and also shared collective healthy habits for your marriage. So what does it look like to be healthy mentally, physically, spiritually, and in your marriage? Because all 4 of those components are important. You need to be healthy in your body, in your mind, in your soul, and in your marriage. And so Naked and Healthy is a book where we talk all about that.
And we talk about the ups and the downs because we have definitely been guilty of setting some really kind of high expectations for ourselves, some really big New Year's resolutions, and then falling flat by like week 2.
Yeah.
And so we know the feeling, and then we're like, oh, why do we even try? Maybe we'll try again. And we kind of feel like a failure, but we don't want you all to feel that way. And so we go into kind of some of our wins and our losses throughout our marriage in that book. And so I hope you pick up your copy. You can pre-order that again at nakedandhealthy.com. But let's talk more about how do we set realistic expectations and resolutions for this new year when it comes to our marriage. I think one place we can start is by talking about kind of our finances. This is something super practical, just trying to get our finances in order. Some of you watching this, you're like, yes, this is right up my alley. I'm a strategic person. I'm a financially, a minded person. I would love that. But your spouse maybe isn't. Like maybe your spouse, they hear that and they're like, oh my gosh, she's gonna put me on like this really rough budget, or he's gonna like tell me I can't spend as much this year. And that's not what we're talking about. We're saying just really look at what you have, look at what you're spending, and say, where can we cut back a little bit? Or how can we maybe make some extra money? Or even a step further, and we always encourage all couples to do this, how can we give more this year? Because there is such excitement in talking about how we can give more. We've had conversations like this, and I remember last year, or maybe the year before that, a friend of mine started a ministry that's in Africa where they build wells for people. And I've always had this passion for building wells around the world in places where they can't get clean water, because to me, it's such a practical need that is fairly easy to give to people and fairly inexpensive when you look at how it changes a whole community. And I remember I had this goal. I said, Dave, when we can, I really want our family to sponsor an entire well. Like I want us to save up enough money to sponsor my friend and her people over in Africa to build an entire well for this community. And we said that as a family. We sat our 4 boys down, we talked about it, they got excited about it, and sure enough, a couple years later, we were able to do that. And it made me have so much joy to see that. I was supposed to go on the trip and I couldn't go because we had another engagement, but I did see the pictures of my friend going with her team and making a well for this community in Madagascar, and our kids, they still talk about that, and it was something for our marriage that brought us closer together, and it was just so awesome. So maybe think in those ways. How can you and your spouse give more this year?
Yeah, dream together. I mean, that's what some of this comes down to. Don't think of it as a resolution as much as let's start praying and dreaming about what those goals should look like. So we're not just pulling them out of a hat, but let's say, God, put our hearts and our minds together in unity toward what world-changing goal you would like for us. And it could be simple things like we're going to get in better shape physically, or we're going to get in better shape financially, or it could be something where you're like, we're going to serve together in a way that's going to make a real impact in our community or in our world, or maybe we're going to be open to adoption this year. We're going to be open to becoming foster parents this year. We want to do something that is going to change the world through our marriage, through our faith. And if you will have that kind of attitude in your marriage, God will He'll always bring world-changing opportunities your way.
He will.
Hope this was helpful for you guys. Once again, if you're interested in the brand new book, Naked and Healthy, you can pre-order it or just learn more at nakedandhealthy.com. And do us a quick favor and hit subscribe to this YouTube channel. Leave us a comment below. Those all get read, and you might help us think up new ideas for what videos are going to come next. So thanks for partnering with us in this ministry. Thanks for taking a few minutes to invest in your marriage. We'll see you next time.
Happy New Year.